Good evening. Thank you so much for joining us here on KTN Friday Briefing. My name is Betty Okari and I'm very glad that you joined us on this 12th day of February 2016. Now we have a packed show. I'm telling you, we have the latest, of course, coming in from the ICC. We also have Willis, the word master, but very interestingly, my guest anchor tonight, I'm telling you, he's on fire. I'm going to be telling you a little bit about him shortly, but also what to expect in this bulletin is we will be talking to the newly elected president of the Football of Kenya Federation, Nick Mwendwa. He's going to be joining me shortly. Do text in, tweet me the questions that you have for him, hashtag Friday Briefing, and the number also to text in is 22155. So let me go back to my guest anchor. I want to show you two pictures of how he was before. I don't know if he's going to like me for this, but anyway, and then you'll see him now. He's a very popular guy. Let's take the two pictures. There we go. I don't know what he was eating back then. I mean, I think he should tell us. There he goes. He was quite bulky, probably weighing about 100 and, whoa, look at that. Okay, I don't know. 102 many kgs. There we go. So he is my guest anchor. Let me bring him on so that you can see the transformation. I'm telling you. We meet a member of parliament, Abdulswamad, Nassir. It's great to see you.
Thank you. How are you?
You look really sharp.
Thank you.
I mean, just say hi to our viewers.
How are you guys doing?
Here you don't wave. You say good evening, you know.
Etiquette. Good evening. Good evening. This is KTN.
This is KTN. It's great to see you.
Thank you. Nice
What
to meet you as well.
happened? Okay, what were you eating back then?
I think a lot of good things, but I ended up eating better things.
So you feel great right now?
I feel excellent.
Right.
I feel excellent.
So people, your people, Vita people, oh yeah. So do text in any questions that you have. Tweet me also any questions that you have directed to the Vita Member of Parliament, Swamad, as his friends like to call him. He's going to be talking to us, of course, on issues from Vita, but also he's going to be telling us how he just lost all that weight. That and so much more coming up shortly. And welcome back to Friday Briefing. Thank you so much for staying with us. It's now time to get to know our guest anchor a little bit more. He happens to be the Vita Member of Parliament, Abdulswamad Nassir. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So earlier on when we started, I was showing our viewers pictures of before and after.
Yes, you.
Before, you know, pictures and then now.
True.
So at what point did you decide, you know what, I want to actually cut down?
I think this is about, it's actually not a very long time ago. I think about 8 months.
8 months ago?
Yeah, about 8 months ago. Because it was Ramadan, and I'm presuming we have another 4 months probably to the next Ramadan, 4 or 3 months to go. And yeah, I just decided to start eating healthy, and it worked. it worked. And thereafter, I think about 4 months from today, I started going to the gym on a regular basis.
I hear you're addicted to the gym, by the way.
Well, no, the reason I'm told that is because majority of the people that I'm with do not exercise. So when I have to say my goodbyes and I wish it's only an hour plus half an hour for you to be able to change and everything else. And besides, with the kind of work that we live, it's important. It's important for your own self and for the people as well. You'll never be able to deliver when you're totally unhealthy and you're panting and you can't be able to do anything.
I know that. So how much have you lost? How much weight have you lost?
Well, the last time that I checked when I was then was about 114. And
What?
I think
Director, let's just see those pictures again. 114.
yeah, I think that probably was a bit larger than 114. But the last time that I can recall was about 114, and then I think I'm about 87 now.
There you go. Whoa.
Yeah.
So that was like about 120, 125.
I would assume so. Yes.
Wow.
I think that time had come when I'd actually given up on. Well, I do remember my waist size was a 44.
Wow. Okay.
44 inches, and I'm now at 36. So
wow, that's a big drop. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And maybe shortly we'll be seeing the videos of when you're in the gym.
And you'll need to tell me who gave you these videos, because I know of only one person who took them from me.
Don't worry, I'm a journalist. I'm a journalist, so it's easy for us to get these things. So going back to your role as MP, how has it been with elections coming?
Elections are coming up in 2017, definitely. It's really exciting. I think for this particular job, if you don't have a passion for it, really, and that's the reason why a majority of members do not get elected back. You just need to have a passion for this job. That's it.
Do you think you'll be elected back?
I'm hoping so. The latest polls that were done on if someone is going to be elected back, I ranked 9th countrywide and 1st in the coastal region.
Oh, wow.
So I'm hoping that I'll be able to maintain the tempo.
So do you want to maintain it, or are you looking at another position like, say, Senator, Governor? I know he's your friend. I don't know if you're willing to take him on.
No, I have said this before, and I want to be on record again. I wish to continue as a Member of Parliament after the year 2017. And yes, I have as well expressed my desire by the year 2022. I wish to take my political career a niche higher by being the Governor of Mombasa.
All right. Okay, we'll be here to watch you.
Well, and I'm hoping that with all the support that I've been getting from the media as well, there's a lot that we can be able to do.
All right. So when I tweeted and we mentioned that you're coming, of course very many questions came in from people in Vita constituency, and they also talked about some of the issues that they're facing, and I think it's an issue that is facing Mombasa County as a whole, and it's water. They're saying hatujoga siku wiki mbili.
True.
So what's the progress with that?
I am aware. You see, the issue of water delivery and service to the people of Mombasa is a counter function. However, we have been able to discuss these matters with the governor, and I'm aware that they had a problem with the Coast Water Board, and the problem has since been resolved. Water started flowing back in. I am aware as well.
So right now, as we speak, there's water?
It's never enough.
Okay, never enough.
It's never enough. Some of the piping systems that are there have been there from colonial times. They've never been replaced. They've never been fixed the way they ought to be fixed. So definitely, we are bound to have this problem. Population is increasing. The water level of water reaching the county is decreasing. It's not even the same as it was. And I know they had a debt that they with the Coast Water, and I'm looking into it, and they have informed me that they're resolving it. Definitely the issue of boreholes, this is something that is a stopgap measure. It should never be something that should be a permanent solution.
Right.
And I know that the county government is currently talking, and they've talked to international partners in coming up with a proper solution for the water crisis in Mombasa.
All right. What can you say has been your biggest challenge as MP?
When I got elected, I have made a pledge that at least 60% of my time, human resource, 60% of our capital resource would be channeled to education. Unfortunately, a huge amount of it, I'm not saying that all of it, but quite a considerable amount of my time has gone into the issues of security and drug-related issues that we have had to use our time and resources in trying to curb this menace. It is gradually decreasing. It's not as it was before. We have put in measures, but then at the end of the day, really the issue of security totally lies in the hands of the police service. We can only be able to do our part as representatives of the people by talking to them, by coming up with public barazas, which we have done. We've even gone to even further extents than what we should be doing, which is what our mandate is. So I think one of the biggest challenges that we have always been faced with is the issue of security, and unfortunately as well, we've always had this tendency one or two rogue officers who take advantage, and we have mass swoops
yes.
going on. So whatever you plan, you wish for the economy to be a 24-hour economy, you wish for so much to be able to be done, but when you don't have people on the streets because they're afraid of being either harassed by either the cops or being harassed by the criminals, then it becomes a problem. And I'm hoping that this is going to be able to change.
Let's talk about the positives. What can you say is the one thing that you think you've been able to give to the people of Mvita?
Education. I'll strongly say education. We've been able to do quite a lot. We have just finished putting up 5 community libraries. We are waiting for furnishing these libraries. We've even already made arrangements, and we have I think about 18,000 books, hardcover books with us. And these libraries are going to be solo operated, so that if you're living in a certain area, even if you school in a different area from where you live, you will always be able to go to the nearest library. And we should be launching these libraries very, very soon. We've come up with mock exams that has always been done, and I'm glad that over the years, from the time that we have been elected till today, we have seen a positive increase, gradual, and in some schools as well it has been a very, very beautiful increase in terms of the average performance of our schools.
Right. So let's talk a bit about politics, some politics. And when you mention coast politics, especially right now, one of the things that comes out is the women. The women politicians have come out really strong, you know, when you talk about Mishimboko, when you talk about Aisha Jumwa and Zainab Chizuga, all these women are coming up, and especially having an Islamic background, you know, it's very interesting to see how vocal they have been. What can you say about that?
Well, contrary to popular belief, Islam actually encourages for people to be able to speak their heart out and their minds out. And I think it is a positive step, definitely, for the women. And by the way, it is not just, you know, probably what is seen on the outer surface is just the women leaders.
Right.
But in actual fact, I represent a constituency, and I actually want to say a huge thank you to the women of Mvita constituency. Every single thing that we are able to do as a constituency, it's always the women who surpass the men.
Right.
In everything. When you go to things like school events, madrasa events, it's always the women who are actually on the forefront taking on these issues, and a huge amount of things. And I think that is the reason why as well, in other circumstances, in boards that are constituted by myself as a member of parliament, we have a majority of women.
Okay.
Because I have seen it on a first-hand basis.
All right. Malindi by-elections in a few weeks' time. Do you think you'll win it?
We know that we're going to win it.
You know you're going to win it?
We know that we're going to win it because it is in the interest. It is in the interest of the people of Malindi. This is the interest of the whole country. As a coalition, we believe that we have the answers to the mess that we are in. And definitely we have expressed our ideas, we have expressed our ideologies, we have expressed our views to the people of Malindi, to Kenyans at large. We are seeing positive impact in whatever it is that we do. Our candidate has recently been allowed and given the go-ahead by IEBC to contest the elections. I was in Malindi myself and expect me to go there again with other colleagues as well to drum up support. We need people who will be able to articulate issues in the National Assembly, to talk on things that truly matter to the people, and not to be rubber stamps.
Not to be rubber stamped. So you're here as a guest anchor.
Thank you very much.
Let's have a bit of a break from the politics and all the talk, and let's see if you can actually have a part-time job when you're not in parliament.
I've been practicing.
You've been practicing.
I've been practicing every time you've been reading the news. And I tell you, I love my job. This is not very easy. It's not as easy as it looks.
I like that you say that, because people are like, you just sit there and look nice.
No, this is not as easy as it looks.
You've seen it.
And I hope I will be able to present the news as the news is meant to be.
I think you will do that. Let's go.
Let's do this.
Join me on the news desk. How's 001. The county.
The county is doing perfect.
There you go.
All right.
So that's the hot seat, the red one. So the story that you'll be introducing is this one. Are you comfortable?
Yes, I'm pretty
You
much
look
okay.
the part. So let's see if you
I'll
have
be
the
able to act the part.
Exactly.
All right.
So you say that you are passionate about education, and it's good that that's the story about education in Budalangi.
All right.
So that's a backup, but there we go. Can you see the auto cue properly?
Yes, I can see it.
Yeah? So introduce yourself.
All right.
And then take it away.
And a warning to every single person back home, no laughing.
We'll try not to. Enjoy it.
All right. My name is Abdulswamad Shariff Nassir, and this is KTN. Pupils at this school have only heard about electricity or read about it in textbooks, and that's not all. The pupils share toilets irrespective of gender. Also, their playing grounds serve as a grazing field for the neighboring cattle. You must be wondering where this school is located. Let's listen to our reporter, Victor Gale, who will tell us more.
Class 8 pupils of Bulwani Primary School during their morning preps. Despite a government directive that by the 1st of February this year that every school must have electricity in this country, at Bulwani Primary School that is not the case, as the pupils here are forced to use lamps in order to continue their education.
Is it that in Bulwani No, but this is not a street lamp.
To these pupils, electricity is just but a thing they read in their textbooks. All they know are the tin lamps, the underlying dangers notwithstanding.
Last year, I want to report a case that a student of class 8 managed to burn another one partially on the thighs because they were using the corboys.
Bulwani Primary has a population of 352 pupils, 130 of them are boys. The boys are forced to share toilets with the girls after theirs was destroyed by the recent El Nino rains. Others have to make do with this makeshift structure. It's not just the water tank that the school shares with the residents in the neighborhood, but also the playing ground that also serves as a grazing field for cattle.
We cannot really equate ourselves to the schools that are up there, because those ones, they're in open places. At least they've got chances of some of their children mixing with other children outside. As here, we've got children just born inside here.
Last year, the school produced the best boy in KCP in Bunyala sub-county with 403 marks. The boy has since joined Alliance Boys High School. The pupils decry the harsh environment. The terrain in Bulwani is a wetland due to the uncontrolled waters of Yala Swamp.
First of all, malaria is on the rampant. Then also the typhoid, because the waters we get here, the typhoid is also one of the problems, the challenges that is coming here, that is facing some of the children here.
Today you came when the water level has gone down, but you can experience it reached up to the waist. Somebody like myself, sometimes it reaches up to the armpits, and you're having the bag, you're having items, books that are coming to help the children. So if as a teacher I go through that kind of hardship, then to the pupils is more adverse.
Like many schools, Bulwani Primary School lacks sufficient textbooks, which are shared on a ratio of 5:1. Victor Ogale, KTN News, Budalangi in the county of Busia.